Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you're joining us from. It is so awesome to have everyone here on this beautiful Tuesday, so we can continue within our sprint programming with Grow with Google. So I am super excited to represent Hello Alice and our partners Grow with Google today. Jillian Fortin here. You may remember me from the Sprint community, but I'm not here to talk about myself. We are here for the business owners on our platform who want to learn how to create a YouTube channel. So do me a quick favor before we start. Let's dive into the chat window down below. You look for the little chat window and tell us where you're dialing in from or joining us from. It is a beautiful day in Houston, Texas, and we want to see where you are. And as you're doing that, introduce yourself and your business as well. Tell us how we can support you, drop links to your social media channels, all that good stuff. Awesome. Look at that. We've got folks from all over. Great, great, great. So awesome to see you all. Well, without further ado, I am ecstatic to introduce our partners over at Grow with Google, specifically the awesome Betsy Schmidt, who is going to tell you a little more about the program and all of the amazing resources you can find on Grow with Google. So Betsy, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for the Hello Alice team for inviting us here today. Grow with Google helps ensure that the opportunities created by technology are available to everyone. And we offer training and tools to help people get the skills they need to get jobs, advance their careers, or grow their businesses. We launched the program in 2017 and have trained more than 5 million Americans on digital skills and how to use Google software. We also have a network of partners, including Hello Alice, local libraries, a lot of nonprofits, the Boys and Girls Club, 4-H, and all of these organizations help share these trainings and information. You can find out so much more about Google's free training resources at google.com/grow and in the Hello Alice how-to guides for this training sprint. These Ask Me Anything sessions are being recorded. They're also available in the follow-up emails and on the Hello Alice site. So I encourage you to reference back to those. And with that, I'm pleased to introduce Sixcia Devine, who is a terrific Grow with Google trainer and has been with our organization for quite some time. So thank you again for having us today. And we're super excited. Hello Alice team, thank you for having us.
Our
Betsy,
pleasure.
thank you so much.
Awesome. All righty. So on stage with me today is also Britney, Hall, and Danielle, and they are part of Team Alice and will be sharing y'all's questions with us as we prep for our Q&A section. So just a couple housekeeping items before I pass the mic to our esteemed guests. We will be collecting questions down below in the Q&A window. So although we will be watching the chat, please put your questions in the Q&A window so we can keep track of them better and so we can encourage discussion within the chat. This session is being recorded, so if you need to refer back to it later on, we will be posting the link within the Hello Alice Sprint community, and also it'll be in a follow-up email within your Sprint materials. So make sure you're signed up for the sprint. And if you aren't exactly sure, then Danielle and Britney will be posting a helpful links document in the chat. So again, let's put our questions in the Q&A window, then keep the chat window for discussions and helpful links, and we will have a really great conversation today. So the first part of our conversation will be an awesome presentation by our esteemed guest, Sixcia Devine. And Sixcia probably has the coolest name of any expert we've ever had on this stage. So super excited about that. Sixcia is an author, educator, and speaker on digital marketing, cause-related marketing, social entrepreneurship, and innovative business planning. She is a presenter for the Grow with Google Partner Program. As an international and sought-after speaker, Sixcia helps businesses and organizations use technology to connect with communities and clients within growth markets. Sixcia is the best person who has lived experience as a YouTube content creator herself to present this information to you. So without further ado, Sixcia, take the stage and teach us about creating a YouTube channel.
All right, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. First of all, I just need to give a huge shout out to everybody who's connecting from all over the United States. And I don't know, I think I might have seen one or two people from Puerto Rico. Hello, nice to see you. So many people from New York. So let's get started. I am going to share my screen, and Jillian did such an awesome presentation on the background of what I do professionally, but I always like to share a little bit about the story of my name, just because it's so funky. And when you read it, people are like, yeah, that's definitely a number name. We're not really sure how to pronounce it. And so we said it right today. It's Sixcia, but the quick story of my name goes like this. And hopefully when I see you, maybe I'll see you in person. Maybe I'll visit your small business sometime. But anyway, the story goes like this. So both of my parents are from a beautiful island, not Puerto Rico, although we are very close from there. But anyway, they're from the Dominican Republic, and they decided to come to the United States because my mother couldn't have children during that time. So she landed in the smallest state in the United States, which is Rhode Island, which is, by the way, very close to New York, and it always gets confused by Long Island. And we're about an hour south of Boston. So anyway, they landed in Rhode Island, and my mother went through 6 procedures to have me, and it took her 6 years. And finally, I was born in the year that ends with the number 6. So my grandfather, who was very creative as it relates to names, he said, we have to give this child a name with the number 6. So he wrote the number 6 in English, S-I-X. And he said, you know, she's been so secret and she's going to be so intelligent, like the Central Intelligence Agency. So he put the number 6 and CIA together and gave me my name. It's a true story. I tell it often. I was born in Rhode Island, which is where I'm connecting from this afternoon. And anyway, it's a beautiful state to live and to do business in. But right now, because of what we're doing on a virtual basis, it's pretty much easy to do business on a computer. So for today's session, we are going to be talking about how to create your YouTube channel. So let's dive right in. So in the first sprint, this is what you learned, right? So you learned how Google search works and how small businesses can use Google tools to connect with their customers. And so in case you didn't get to participate in that session, if you go to the Hello Alice website, you can go ahead and do a search and find those details, okay? So here were some key takeaways on that session that you didn't attend. So you learned about search engines like relevant original content. So these were things that you learned about as it relates to your audience. So what kinds of questions your audience are asking, and as it relates to keywords and phrases. And then you also learned about how to regularly publish your new content on your site, which we're going to talk a little bit about that as it relates to YouTube. And then you also talked about how to update your business profile using a platform called Google My Business. Okay, so in today's Google Sprint, we are going to be learning all about how to use YouTube, okay? So in this sprint, you're going to be learning about how to create compelling video content, which is engaging and relevant to your audience. And then we're going to be walking you through how to create a YouTube channel. And then finally, we're going to be looking at how to create and add videos to your YouTube channel. All right, and so don't forget, if you have any questions, if you have anything you would like to share in that Q&A area, please drop those there. Okay, so let's take a look at some statistics, okay? So according to this research firm called Ipsos, 72% of businesses in the US feel that getting started on YouTube is easy, okay? But check this out. 65% of small businesses feel that YouTube helps their businesses reach new customers during this time. And I feel like this information is relevant, okay? We know and understand that if we give detailed information as it relates to whatever our consumers are searching for, it's gonna be important for them to learn about our service and our product if we make it easy for them, if we make it engaging, and if we make it quick, okay? So hopefully during this session, we're gonna figure out what are some of those things you can do as it relates to engaging with your consumers, but also using a lot of the artwork to help engage with your consumers and to really help to identify what your brand stands for. Okay, so now let's talk about how to create a channel step by step. The first thing you should do is sign in to your Google account, okay? If you have a personal account, that's great. Now, if my recommendation is, if you're just starting out with your business, you should really separate your personal from the business, okay? It just makes it so much easier, especially as it relates to branding your business. I know that I've had so many people use their personal email addresses, which might not have an appealing address. So you really want to sign in or create a new Google account, which, by the way, it's absolutely free to create your YouTube account. So you go to this address, youtube.com, and then you're going to click to where it says sign in. And then from there, you're going to click to where it says create a channel. And then you're going to click to where it says get started. And then from there, this is where YouTube is going to ask you to name your business, okay? Here's a rule of thumb. You should really name your business channel either the name of your business or whatever your product or service represents, something easy that people can get to. So remember, you're introducing a new product and service. And a lot of the times, okay, people, they don't know maybe the correct spelling of your product and service. So you should make it easy for them to search, okay, as it relates to adding a name for your YouTube channel, okay? Now, here's another thing for you to consider, and I get this question all the time. What if I already have a personal YouTube channel? Well, if you already have a personal YouTube channel, there's a way for you to switch over from your personal account to a branded account, okay? So once you get to this spot, what you wanna do is you wanna go to YouTube Channel Switcher. And so what we're gonna do is, I think that Jillian has a link for you to take a look at, because I get this question all the time with folks that have been growing their subscription base on their personal channel, but now they want to go over and they want to transfer their personal account to a branded account, okay? Just very quickly on this topic, if you have a branded account, it makes it much easier for you to engage with other people, especially for those managers who are interested in helping you manage your account. If you're working with, let's say, some developers, or if you're working with content developers, it makes it much easier for you to share those details with them. And another thing to consider is a lot of folks, once they get to the point where, you know, they've grown their channel and they're considering selling their channel, if you have a branded account, it's much easier for you to go ahead and transfer those details to the person or the organization who's interested in buying your channel, okay? Okay, so now YouTube is going to take you here. It's going to say for you to upload your profile picture that best represents your business channel, okay? So here's another rule of thumb. You want to make sure that you select an icon. It might be your business logo, or perhaps maybe you are your business. So you want to select a photo that best represents your product and service. And so another question that I get asked a lot is, well, what is the ideal size to upload your profile picture? And so that number is 800 by 800 pixels, okay? All right, and so now when you get to this part, this is where you get to write about your product and service, okay? In this area where it says write description, this is where you really wanna highlight some of those keywords and phrases. And so I always talk about how your audience is king. Your consumers are the ones that are gonna be driving more traffic to your site. And if you know and understand what keywords and key phrases they're using, it's going to make it much easier for them to find your channel. So in this area where it says write descriptions, you really want to add those keywords here. So as an example, let's say that you are a small business educator. So in this area, you might want to highlight some things that you're going to help small businesses solve, okay? A lot of the problems that small businesses are having right now is perhaps how to write a new strategic plan that works for me, as an example, okay? So you might want to highlight those keywords in this area. Underneath the description, you really want to play around with this, because this is really going to help with optimization. Another thing you might want to consider doing is, it's actually not it should be part of your to-do list, is you should really figure out what those key words are that your potential consumers are using. So one platform that I like to use is called Google Trends, especially if you're new to identifying those keywords as it relates to your consumers or your potential consumers. So you want to figure out which words are trending, and then from there, use them in your description. Now, next up, where it says add a website, okay? Now, for this area, there are many folks who also ask me this question. They're like, hey, right now I'm in the middle of creating my website and I'm not sure whether or not to share it. Well, this is an option. You don't have to add a website just yet. But let's say that you're using a different kind of platform, like a Shopify, or perhaps you're, using another kind of platform where you're selling products and services. You can go ahead and you can add that link where it says add website. And then right here where it says add social links. So here you can add links to your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. And so you can go ahead and list those. Now, once you get to this spot right here, you have the ability to have YouTube show between 3 and 5 social links, okay? So again, what you have to do is you have to make sure you add the link, right? And then you make sure you add what kind of link is it, if it's a Facebook, if it's a Twitter. So you're gonna go ahead and add that. And then there's gonna be a little drop down that's gonna say, how many links would you like to showcase? Would you like to showcase 2, 3, 4, 5? So you can go ahead and decide what you want to showcase. And so those links are gonna come up on your YouTube banner, okay? Which makes it much easier if people wanna go to your social links. So there's that part. And then once you get to this part where it says click customize channel to access YouTube Studio, okay? This is gonna take you to the YouTube Studio where you can do different things, okay? Including uploading your videos and then also uploading a lot of your art, okay? So now in this area where it says how to customize your layout in the YouTube Studio. Now, this is something fairly new that YouTube has come up with, and I think it's fantastic. So where it says video spotlight, you have the ability to upload, it's almost like a commercial to your videos that you are going to be sharing with your subscribers. So think of it as, a really quick introduction to what your subscribers are going to be experiencing. So you want to create those videos short. You want them to be, very much to the point. Let your subscribers know what they're going to be learning. Okay, so you can go ahead and update. You can upload your video where it says video spotlight. And then another thing you could do is you can also upload a featured video for returning subscribers, right? Because if you have subscribers that are going to be going back to your YouTube channel, you want to give them something a little bit different. So you also have the option. It's not mandatory that you do this, but it is suggested that you go ahead and offer some other kind of content, for your returning subscribers, because you want to be able to deliver fresh content, keeping your subscribers engaged and informed. And then here where it says customization, here, this is where you can also organize your playlist, and you can organize each video as you would like. So the first step into doing this is you create a playlist, and then YouTube is going to ask you whether or not you want to add a specific section. So you can add a section of your most popular YouTube videos, or you can add another section of your recently uploaded videos, or you can name them, which is really nice. So it just gives your YouTube channel a nice way for you to stay organized. And so that's really important, especially if your subscribers are going to your channel and they want to find specific information. The easier you make the YouTube channel, the much easier experience your subscribers will have. And then to let other
Sixcia.
people know.
Oh.
Yes. Yep.
Hey, Sixcia, it's Jillian. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I think one thing I was hoping you could talk to us about a little bit is how a lot of the customizations and the text and the information you provide is also really great for SEO. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, most definitely. So I'm just going to back up here where in this channel where we write the description and add more details to your channel. So when it comes to search engine optimization, when folks are searching for, let's say, whatever thing they're looking to buy, whatever place they're looking to go to, in this area where you're adding details to your product and service, this is really going to help Google connect whatever people are asking for to your channel. So the more keywords you have in this section, the easier it's going to make what we call these Google bots, have them connect those keywords to your YouTube channel. So that's really going to help with optimization. And so one of the exercises that I like to do is to create a consumer avatar. Because if you create an avatar as it relates to your ideal consumer, then it's going to be much easier for you to identify the trends and also those trends as it relates to the keywords that are being searched for. So, and then you also have the ability to figure out, after you create a consumer avatar, how many times a week are they connecting to, let's say, your YouTube channel. And there's also a way for you to look at what the analytics are as it relates to your YouTube channel. So, and then that way you can get deeper details on what times they're connecting to your channel, what days of the week, how many seconds or how many minutes are they staying on your YouTube channel. So now you're aggregating more information to help you really figure out who your consumer is and what their tendencies are. But as it relates to SEO, those keywords are really going to be beneficial. Another thing I get asked a lot is for a lot of folks that are, let's say, targeting the Hispanic market, and they're really looking to, let's say, reach the Spanish-speaking market. In this area, this is another way for you to engage new consumers. So when you're uploading a video, and even in the description area, if let's say you're also offering videos in English and Spanish, it would be important for you to identify what kinds of information you are going to be offering in your channel. So it might be bilingual presentations, it might be, educational tips in both English and Spanish. So in this area, so thank you, Jillian, for bringing that point up. I think the more details you have about the kinds of words and phrases that your potential consumers are using, I think the easier it's going to be for you to get found. Of course, there's going to be a lot of work with you sharing your channel details and also your videos, but it's truly about content. And so text is part of that content, okay? And so whenever I talk about content, content comes in three forms. Content is text, content is video, and content is photos, okay? So in this area, this is where you should add those keywords. Another rule of thumb too, and I'm just gonna skip ahead here, where we are going to be uploading profile pictures, banner images, and video watermarks. When you're uploading a video or when you're uploading a photo, please make sure for you to spell out what the video is about and what the photo is about, because that is also considered content. When you're saving a video and perhaps maybe you're adding a photo as part of that video, make sure you identify that, okay? Because that's also going to help Google and YouTube pick up those keywords. So that's going to be really important. And you see, if you're using your logo here in the branding area, if you're going to be uploading your logo instead of a photo of you, then make sure you name that, okay? And even if it's a photo of you and you are your brand, just make sure you add, let's say, Jennifer Hernandez, if that's your name, where it says profile pictures. So just make sure when you're uploading either videos or when you're uploading photos, make sure you name that. So, and then that way YouTube can pick it up, okay? All right, wonderful. Jillian, does that work? Or would you like me to add more details?
That is perfect. We do have a question about keywords from the audience, but why don't we continue with the presentation and we'll save all of our questions to the end of the presentation.
All right, sounds good. So now we're back here where it says upload your profile picture, okay? If you are super excited about getting your YouTube channel up and running, and if you haven't created a profile picture just yet, you can always skip and then come back, okay? Same thing goes with your banner image, okay? Here's a platform that I like to use, which is, it's free. It's called Canva, which is Canva. And so if you go to Canva, there's also a paid platform, but I like to use whatever is free. So there's an awesome phrase that goes like this: whatever is free is for me. So I really like to take advantage of all of those free platforms. So if you go to Canva and if you type in YouTube profile picture, you can upload your photo or upload your logo, and then Canva will size it, okay, to the YouTube profile picture settings, okay? The same thing goes with the banner image, okay? So in the banner image, if you go to Canva, you might be using another platform, but just make sure that you're using the correct sizes. When you're uploading the banner image, the number that you should be using is 2048 by 1152. So 2048 by 1152. And you'll get those numbers once you hit where it says banner image, okay? So whatever platform you're using to help create your banner image, just make sure that you have the sizing done correctly. And then here we go. You see where it says video watermark? This is an area where you can upload your logo or whatever you want. So ideally, you would really want to increase your brand presence by adding this watermark, which is the logo that appears. Now you have the ability here to either add the logo at the beginning of your video, in the middle of your video, or throughout the video. What I like to do is I like to add my watermark throughout the video, okay? Why? Because it increases your brand presence, people will remember you, etc. I mean, this is a good example. Whenever I do presentations for Grow with Google, we have a t-shirt that we wear and it always has our logo on it. The same thing goes for you and your product and service, okay? So just make sure that you add the video watermark. It's not required, but it is suggested. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, so now here where it says basic information, this is where you can come and you can add your channel name and description, okay? So this is again where it says basic information, which is the same as a description. So this is where you can come back and you can edit the information. And then here, this is where the channel URL and contact information exist, okay? So YouTube typically creates their own URL channel, but underneath a branded account, you can go ahead and customize that channel to make it, to simplify it when people are searching for your product and service. So for my YouTube channel, I just usually have my name, okay? Which is a little bit hard. It's hard to write. It's equally as hard to pronounce, right? But I have that because I want to increase my brand presence. So you might want to consider if you're looking to add, and you don't have to add a different URL, a branded URL name at the end, but my suggestion would be that you do add something because it'll help again with brand presence and it'll also help with SEO. Okay, and then here, this is what a customized channel looks like. And as we can tell here, we have underneath the banner image, which is very clean. In this example, we have DIY creators and we have the star of the show, which is right in the middle of the banner. And check this out, right on the right-hand side, you see the social sharing buttons right here. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where if you wanted people to connect with you on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, you could simply click here, and you could also have people go to your website as well. And then this is where the profile picture comes up. Now the profile picture will come up anytime you respond to a comment, and anytime you reach out to somebody else on YouTube, that's going to be the little icon that's going to come up. Again, you can always go back and change it, okay? And then the video spotlight, this is this commercial of what your video, what your YouTube channel is about. So this typically here should be about a minute or so. So that is the rule of thumb. So then that way you can just give people the information they need to either continue watching your channel or perhaps send it to somebody else, so and then that way they can subscribe to the channel. So you can check this out under Video Spotlight, and you can obviously upload it later, and you can continuously change it because YouTube loves content. And then in this area, we're looking at this is the dashboard area where the videos are grouped in sections. I like this area because it really helps your subscribers figure out where they're going to go next, or maybe rewatch a video. So in YouTube, you can group your different videos. So in my platform, in my YouTube channel, what I do is I like to group my videos as it relates to language. So I do a lot of videos in English and a lot of them in Spanish. I only have one channel because I'm growing my subscription base, but it works for me because it helps people identify what language they want to learn in the most. And then another thing I do is I also separate them by subject. So one list of videos can be specific on mobile marketing. Another one could be specific on Google or using Google to grow your business. So in this area, as you could tell, it's very organized, and it just makes it easier for people to take advantage of your videos, to click and to learn. All right, so now very quickly, let's recap and let's quickly talk about resources, and then we will get to all of your questions. Okay, so the first step is if you haven't created a YouTube channel, go ahead and do that for your business. If you already have a personal YouTube channel, make sure that you have a branded account. Just again, because it makes it easier for you to share with content managers. And if you ever want to give or sell your YouTube channel away, it'll make it easier. The second thing to do is upload profile pictures and customize your channel according to your brand, according to what you want to achieve, and also the consumers or the potential consumers that you are looking to engage. So your brand should be a reflection of the people that you're trying to invite into your channel. And then of course, explore additional resources like attending events like this. But here we go. Oh, we also have on the Ask Alice on the Hello Alice website, where you can get, again, we said this at the beginning, if you missed the last session, you can go ahead and you could check out what we've learned during our last workshop, and you could also check out the videos. Now, for our next and final presentation, which is going to be next week, you are going to learn how to create and add videos to your YouTube channel. Today's session was specifically on content and specifically on uploading your artwork. And then if you want to continue your learning, you can check out this platform, which is Grow on Air. And the link is right here on the bottom, which is g.co/grow on air. And you can check out a bunch of recorded videos to help you continue to learn. All right, everybody. So that is the end of this presentation, but now we are going to get to all of your questions, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. So, and then that way we can get right to it. I hope that was helpful for everybody. I know that it might be a review for many people, or if you're just in the beginning stages of changing your personal channel to your branded channel, congratulations. I think that you're really going to see a big difference just because it's going to be much easier. It's going to be professional. You're going to be able to manage your platform in a different way, and hopefully grow your subscription base and get more people to subscribe to your channel, and ideally get them to your store and get them to buy your service and products.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sixcia. We have our very first business owner on stage with us. I'm going to invite Mark to join us on video. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Hello. So Mark, you had an awesome question, and I wanted to give you a chance to ask Sixcia directly.
Okay, thanks. I'm at the beach, so I'm a little bit down dressed, but thanks for letting me join. My question was, I do nitrous testing for dental offices, and that's a very unique thing, and there's not a lot of pre-made words that are already in the descriptions. So I've added things to my website and my Google storefront, but they're not common searched items. So I've tried to put things in there. So I was wondering, is there a limit to how many keyword descriptions that you can add to the YouTube channel? And if not, or if so, is there an optimal number of words that I should use?
Well, thank you so much. By the way, I wish I was at the beach, Mark. That's awesome. Good for you. I hope you got some good weather wherever you are. Are you in Florida?
I'm in Tybee Island, Georgia right now, but my business, I'm from Maryland. So we're down here for, my son got married on Saturday and it was delayed twice during COVID, but here we are. We finally got it done.
Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so your question about the keywords in the description area, there is, I believe the number is you can add about 1,000 words in the description area. So you really want to be mindful of those keywords. One thing that you could do is if you go to google.trends.com and you know what, maybe in a little while, we'll go to that site. So, and then that way you can take a look at how that works. So if you type in, let's say, dental offices near me, anything that has the word near me is super, super popular. Why? Because Google and YouTube will pick up the location of where people are asking those questions at. So then it'll help them connect with your business, okay? Another thing I would consider you doing is perhaps doing some kind of, frequently asked questions as it relates to taking care of your hygiene. Another cool thing that I've seen, which would help with content and help reach more people, is have, do something as it relates to the holidays. Perhaps you could do like, hey, here are 5 things you could do to help shine or to help smile brighter during the summertime, right? And so you can go ahead and you can go ahead and be the protagonist of your dental business. The other thing I would do too, and I feel like a lot of people overlook this, get the people in your business involved. Okay, because when people go in, when patients go in, they want to know who they're dealing with. And at the end of the day, if you're creating these YouTube videos, it's really about personalizing and engaging with people. And so people, they want to see who, my new dentist is going to be. And maybe having, you do maybe a Q&A about you personally, where you grew up, what inspired you to start your business. Because I think that even though it's not directly related to, let's say, the problem that you're solving, which is, you're giving people healthier and brighter smiles so that way they can live longer, right? But I think that people want to learn about you as a human. So if you humanize your YouTube experience, and then as you do that, you're going to notice that it's all going to be content. So if it's like, let's say it's, something Mark, maybe 2 minutes with Mark DeVore, and then, you do a video, and then within that video, you highlight some of the things that you're going to be talking about. When you highlight those things, that's content that you're creating, that you're putting out there, right? And even your name. And then you could do the same thing for, the people that work with you. And then, perhaps you can, again, do something around the holidays, let people know what kind of tips or give them some kind of tips, and then engage with them. Hey, we would love to highlight you. Oh, another point too that could really help with optimization in YouTube is you can ask your patients to do some kind of a testimonial, because each one person physically knows at least 200 people. And online, that number changes depending on the kind of outreach they have. And then you could highlight them and then create a YouTube video, and then you can send it as part of an email. So now you're engaging other people, you're engaging the people that you work with, you're engaging your patients, and then, also using other types of ways to connect with people like email. So within email, you can send out an email letting people know that, hey, we have this special Q&A with Mark, or we have a special highlight on this special patient. And get other businesses involved too, as well. Maybe there's another business owner that is a patient of yours, and highlight them. So the idea is, it's fantastic that, we're looking at YouTube, but I think that, being able to use creativity and always humanizing the experience is really going to help you to engage on another level, because people don't see you as a doctor when they're looking at you on video. They're seeing you as, hey, this is Mark, who happens to be a doctor, who's also a human being, and he seems like he's a good person. So yeah, maybe I'll check him out, you know?
Well, that's such great advice. And I'm so sorry. I misspoke because I said dental, but I do business to business. So I fix the laughing gas machines. My business is to make sure that they're laughing gas machines that they deliver the nitrous oxide to the patients with is in good functioning condition. So my business is around that. And I'm in dental offices all the time. I apologize to make it sound like I was a dentist. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the
Well,
dentist. I'm selling to the dentist.
got it. So it's a B2B. So
Yes.
here's something that you could do. So if you make a list on what those businesses are facing right now, what their problems are, you are a solution provider. Okay. That is what you are. If you figure out their top 10 issues, like their pain points, but write them down, you know, okay, so these are their top 10 points. And remember, we're talking about content. If you can answer those questions, and if you could add those to your YouTube video as you're creating compelling content as it relates to them, I think that you're going to see that, you know, there's going to be some, you know, interesting outreach. And also, if you're doing B2B, looking at different social platforms like LinkedIn and adding those videos to, you know, your potential B2B business, because it's a different kind of strategy, but you need to find the decision makers who are, you know, trying to find some suppliers of this laughing gas, right? So my whole suggestion is understand who your business is, and again, and it's going through those keywords and saying, okay, well, what issues are they facing? Maybe it's too much money. Maybe I'm giving them something else. Maybe there's a different approach. You know, perhaps you can create a video introducing yourself to the buyers of that product.
I just 2 weeks ago on Saturday, I rented out a dental office. Actually, it was a favor from a local dentist. I said, can I use your office for 6 hours? I hired a videographer. He came in and we made a few videos about commonly asked problems. And so it was so relevant. The next day, I got the Hello Alice email that said, hey, your YouTube channel needs to be on. Why don't you learn how to do it? I was like, click, yes, I'm in. I want to learn this because I'm about to put one up. So he's working on making those videos right now, producing the end unit, but it's going to be fabulous. Can't wait to get it up on the YouTube channel, and hopefully it'll draw in some people. It's really about stuff that I get asked all the time when I'm in dental office. How do I do this? So I made a video about that.
That is, listen, congratulations. I think that's wonderful. Make sure those videos are short, and then you could put them in a playlist. So, and then that way, you know, people could see the sequence. So Mark, thank you so much for everything that you do. Sounds like a fun job selling laughing gas.
Got it. Thank you for spending so much time answering my question. I really appreciate it.
All right, Mark, bye. Bye, have fun, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
All righty. Up next, we have Libby on stage. Hey, Libby, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me okay? All right. So I had a question about the trailers. So the one to attract new subscribers, that makes sense. But for the recurring one for already subscribing people, how often do you change that? And what do you kind of recommend? Or does it only show it to returning people once?
So it shows it to that. Thank you so much, Libby. That's a great question. So it shows it anytime you return. So if they are already a subscriber, that video will still be there. I mean, they don't have to watch it. They can always skip over and go to the next one. A good rule of thumb is to change it up every month. You know, perhaps you want to add something different, you know, depending on what you're selling, what you're teaching, what kind of information you're looking to give. But I would probably say about a month. You also want to take a look at this, Libby. If you go to the analytics platform, you could see which videos have been more successful. And of course, you're going to have to wait a little while. So maybe you want to upload 3 or 4 different returning video replays. So, and then that way you can take a look at which ones are doing better. So, and then that way you can continue to add those same videos, because it's, you know, it's great. We're being creative, but if you're already creating, you know, great, let's say, subscriber videos that people like to see, you want to continue doing the same thing. Maybe you want to do something interesting where you tell your subscribers, hey, next month, make sure you take a look at my video subscription trail. So, and then that way, you know, I could show you how to do X, Y, and Z. So maybe letting people know that, hey, every month you're going to be adding something. And another thing you could do is again, using cross marketing. So let people know on social, let people know on email that you're going to be doing something, you know, different. Maybe it's for, you know, Thanksgiving or for Halloween or something like that. Or maybe you could just make up, you know, your own sequence of subscription trailers. And I think that that's really going to give people a reason to come back. And remember, having them be short, to the point, give something to them, because people are wanting to learn, people are wanting to get inspired. They also want to know about you. I can't stress the humanizing point enough, where if you are your product, then people want to see your smile. They want to understand, like, okay, wow, this is an amazing, you know, small business owner, or business owner, and she knows what and she's fun and she's funny. So that would be my suggestion every month. So anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to do it. I'm so excited. Okay.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, Libby. All right, getting into our next question, we have Matt on the stick.
Hey, Matt. Oh, can we hear you, Matt? Are you on mute?
Matt is
How's
on mute.
that?
Oh, yes, Matt, I can hear you, Matt.
Thank you so much for all of this. I'm really excited to figure out how I can utilize all this. At my advanced age, I have actually created YouTube accounts before it was owned by Google. And I also have Google accounts and I have Gmail accounts. I've got my own personal accounts. In the last 15 years, I've started 2 companies. They have Google accounts, AdWords accounts, AdSense accounts, and it's starting to make me dizzy. How can I combine all of those accounts and merge them together?
Okay, so you would want to create just one YouTube account, right? Where you have these multiple, let's say, Google accounts underneath one YouTube account.
Okay.
Well, here's a solution to all of this. Here's one suggestion would be, if you have all of these multiple accounts, you might be getting, you know, emails, you know, all over the place. What you could do is you can forward all of those emails to one Google account, to one email account. That's as it relates to email. Okay, so and then that way you can streamline all of that communication.
Right.
Now, if you're, let me ask you this: do you already have a YouTube account?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I've got 3 YouTube accounts, personal and one for each company. And then this was even before channels existed. So now there's YouTube channels, which I assume you can differentiate within the account.
Yes, absolutely. So my suggestion would be, and it also depends how many subscribers you have on each one. What you might want to consider doing is this: you might want to create a whole new channel. When you create that whole new channel, there's going to be a way for you to switch your currently used YouTube channels into that new channel. Okay. Now, what that is going to do is, and I believe Jillian had sent a link to show you how to do that, because I knew that this question was going to be coming up. Okay. Now, when you bring all of those channels together, okay, there are a few things that are going to happen. Number one, it's going to simplify you using YouTube. So then that way you can have your videos in one area. Okay. The second thing that is going to happen, if people have commented on those videos, those comments aren't going to be transferred over to the new account. So you will lose that.
All the comments are lost.
Yeah, so all of the comments are lost, okay? So that's one downside of you bringing those channels together. However, you will keep the video plays, you're gonna keep the video itself, and it's gonna be in one platform. Now, if you wanna keep your videos with the comments, then you could keep that video, but just make sure that that video is a branded account, or that YouTube channel is a YouTube branded account. So, and then that way, if you bring somebody on who's managing your YouTube page, or if at one point in your business you're interested in selling that YouTube channel, it'll be possible. So what you want to do is, so Jillian just sent over a link to show you how to do that. And so there's a few different steps that you have to take. It's under settings, and then you go under advanced settings, and then it's going to take you through some steps on how you can bring those YouTube videos, either put them into a new one or create a new branded account. Okay.
Okay. For things like monetization, how do I merge those different like AdWords and AdSense accounts to make it work with YouTube that there's actually some revenue generated?
Okay, so to earn money on YouTube, so you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers in order for you to begin monetizing. And so there's an area in your YouTube dashboard on the left-hand side that says monetization. So you want to check that out. And then there's also some helpful tips right in that dashboard. So take a look at that, and then it'll tell you what you need to do. So if you have over 1,000 subscribers, then you can start to monetize. Now, as it relates, to bringing all of those accounts together, you're probably going to have to merge them, and in your Google Ads, or it's now called Google Ads. It's not Google AdSense anymore because we've changed it. So what you want to do is you want to merge the accounts. And so if you simply Google how to merge accounts together under one Google Ads account, it'll give you the steps. So and then that way you can go ahead and do that. So then it'll be one. You'll have one platform. You'll be able to manage all of your ads accounts. So and then that way, if you're interested in creating a YouTube ad, you can go ahead and do that underneath one platform.
Okay. And if I understand right, when you say that I should be merging these into one YouTube channel, I need a YouTube account in order to make channels.
So you would have to create a new YouTube account. And once you create a new YouTube account, then you're going to go under settings, and then go under advanced settings. And then from there, it's going to tell you to switch accounts. So you're going to take your existing account and put it into the new account. And I'm going like this because I'm visual, and it's going to look like that. So you're going to find the steps in the link that Jillian has sent along. Again, this is the most popular question. I even went through this with my channels. And anyway, it's highly recommended for you to switch from your personal, or if you have multiple accounts, to go ahead and use one account. Now, here's something else, Matt. If in your YouTube channels, if you're selling different products, my recommendation would be to keep those separate, because you don't want to confuse your viewers that are going to your channel. Remember, you want to simplify. You want to be able to give your searches the information they're looking for. So if you're selling different products, then keep those YouTube channels separate, because your audience is going to be separate, and the segmentation and the content is going to be separate. Is that helpful?
One account and separate channels.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, Matt. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Matt. All righty. Lots of really great questions today, Sixcia. You have been so great with all of the knowledge you've been sharing. And so we're so grateful. We have a great question from Armina, and I wanted to invite her to the stage to ask you directly, since I feel like a lot of the owners on the line will benefit from this great.
Awesome. Hey, Armina.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me up. My question is about the Google My Business page and reviews. So I've heard that you'll start to get your page seen more on Google through like SEO with like a certain amount, once you hit like a certain amount of reviews, like if you get like 60 reviews, then it starts to, your page gets seen more on like the front page. So I don't know, is that accurate? Is it true?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, that is a really good question. Having reviews are fantastic if people want to learn about your business and people are giving, feedback, and it also helps with content as well. However, it doesn't fully help you get, let's say, more people to click on your business profile. What helps you get more views is doing a combination of things. Like on your Google business platform, there's an area where you can share posts. Okay, and I feel like this area is somewhat overlooked. And so when you go to this area, you can share updates on your business. And when you share updates on your business, check this out, you can also upload videos up to 30 seconds. Now make sure when you upload those videos, you add the name of your business or whatever it is you're looking to promote or share with the public. Same thing goes with photos. So you can offer the people that are going to your Google business profile the opportunity for you to see what you're doing. And you should be posting at least 3 times a week. Anything that has to do with, whatever you're doing. If, maybe you have a sale, you can create a coupon. Again, you can share video. There's also a way for you to share that posting among social media platforms, okay? Doing things like that are really gonna help you get found because again, I'm gonna say this, you've heard it, content is king. The more that you're pushing out those details and content of photos, content is videos, and content is text. So make sure you use that, but the reviews don't necessarily mean you don't have to hit a certain review. It's if, you're pushing out content and letting people know what you're doing. There's an app that you can use right on your phone, take pictures. I mean, this thing lives with me. I mean, it's with me 24/7. It's my camera, it's my phone, it's my everything. I take pictures on it and I share the updates on Google My Business, and I let people know what I'm doing directly from my phone. And then I take that and then I share it among other social media platforms. It's a really good question, but no, it's putting out content that is relevant.
Okay, can I just ask one more thing?
Yeah.
How does the Google My Business page relate and cross-pollinate, I guess is the word, with your YouTube page?
Okay, well, having a Google My Business platform, it just helps people know that you exist. So it's also another way for you to share. You can add a link in your Google My Business profile, letting people know that you also have a YouTube channel. Another thing you could do is when you create your YouTube channel where it says links, helpful links, you can add your Google My Business shareable link right there. So, and then that way people can go right to your business profile. So in the area where it says website or share link, that's where you're going to want to add your Google My Business shareable link. That's going to help you a lot.
Each other.
Yes.
Great.
Well, as long as you're sharing the link and people see it. So just think of, and then you could also use words and embed the link over certain words, letting people know, hey, visit my Google profile link, my Google Business profile link. Click here and then embed it. So, and then that way people can go to your business profile.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful, thank you.
Thanks so much, Armina. And I'm glad you asked these questions too, because I saw some feedback in the chat saying, ooh, great question. Ooh, I was interested in this too. So I love how we as a group get all of our questions answered, the livelier the discussion. So we are almost to the bottom of the hour. So I wanted to invite Eileen to round us out.
Hey, Eileen, nice to see you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. So my name is Eileen, and I'm a chef and a small business owner in New York City. And I do a few different things and YouTube. And I have 2 questions. One question is, as far as like my Spanish content, because I do Spanish and English content, should my trailer or my video spotlight also be in Spanish? Is that important for that to happen? Because right now it's just in English. So that's the first.
Yes, my suggestion would be is you could create one video in English, and then within that video, so the trailer, you can have, YouTube has an area where you can translate that content into Spanish. Right now, you can only do it text, okay? Within the description of that main trailer, what you want to do is you want to create another YouTube video in Spanish, and you want to link it in there, and you want to say, you know, perhaps en español, right? So you want to say la información en español, etc., and then you want to embed that link. So and then that way, when people and you might in the content and also perhaps in your video, you might want to say, after you say, hey, subscribe, you might also say, hey, click here to see the Spanish version. And you could have people go to your Spanish version and then create a playlist where it's only in Spanish. So, and then that way, returning customers or returning subscribers, they can take a look at what your Spanish content is and what you're putting forth as it relates to whatever is in Spanish. Now, if you reach to the point where you have over 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, then my suggestion would be is to eventually create 2 different channels, because then you're gonna wanna do a lot of content development in another language in Spanish, but you wanna grow first your main platform. That's what you wanna do first. You want to, you know, get people to connect with you. Also continue to let them know that, hey, I also do this in Spanish. Or if you're interested in maybe brushing up on your high school Spanish, you want to learn a new recipe and you want to practice your Spanish, you can go ahead and follow me and do that. So being very creative. But once you get to the point where, you know, you're starting to grow your subscription base, which you will, then you're gonna, you know, go ahead and create another channel in Spanish.
All right,
good.
awesome.
I'm so happy you're offering that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. My dad's Dominican, so you said Dominican. I was like, woohoo!
So wepa.
Yeah. So that was my first question. My second question is, how many groupings are too many, right? Because I have like, you know, a focus on, I do teach young people how to cook, but then there are different health communities, like intermittent fasters, and then like the bariatric community, or the lymphatic, people who deal with lymphatic disease. So there are different recipes that are tailored towards those groups. And I don't want it to seem like it's too much or unorganized or just kind of like, what the heck's happening on this page? So how many groupings is too many, or what's the proper way to do it?
Well, I don't think that too many groupings is too many, as long as you separate them accordingly. So when you go into the dashboard, underneath where it says groupings and playlist, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you can label them. If you have enough of the videos, YouTube lets you label each section of video. So then that way you can segmentize according to the kinds of individuals that you're looking to, let's say, educate. So if there's a certain kind of recipe that you're putting out there, then you might want to say, you know, recipes, you know, glucose-free recipes for this one. And then the next one could be, you know, the title of whatever kind of recipe you're creating, which I think is fantastic. So in YouTube, you will have to have a significant amount of videos. So then that way you can organize them in that way. But when people go to your channel, there's going to be like labels. And, you know, one way to do it is you might want to use caps, you know, just to let people know, hey, this is, you know, caps and text. So, and then that way people, when they go to your channel, they can easily identify what kinds of videos they're interested in watching. But there is a way for you to separate, to segmentize, to make it easier for people to take action and to watch your videos. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's very helpful. Great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eileen. Sixcia, I know we are past our 2:30 end date, but do we have time for one last question?
Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, awesome. While I invite our last question to the stage by Jewel, thank you so much for your patience. I just wanted to shout out a few announcements. So first off, I know that we had a ton of questions we didn't get a chance to get to. So I want to encourage you all to ask your questions within the Hello Alice community. And I'm about to drop a link to it in the chat. But here you can connect with thousands of business owners just like you who are going through the same exact thing. So I'm going to drop this in the chat right now. and it is a hot link, meaning you can click on it directly. So that's the first announcement. And then the second announcement is that we want your feedback to learn about what you found valuable, what content you're going to take and apply to your business. So I am going to drop a link to that in the chat as well. And last but not least, bonus announcement, I will also drop the helpful links link in the chat. So 3 things coming your way: link to the community, link to the survey, because we want to hear from y'all. And then last but not least, the link to all of the sprint resources you need in order to succeed. So with that, Jewel, Sixcia, and the stage are all yours.
Thank you for allowing me to squeeze in this last question, and there's a bit of alignment with the one that came before me. I create bilingual content as well, but I was unsure if my Spanish content is being shown to English speakers. Does Google filter it out by the language that I'm speaking? Do you know?
So
because just to clarify, like when I upload the Spanish language videos and I choose the language, and I get a message that says it's only being showed on the Spanish version of YouTube. So I wasn't sure, like, are English speakers seeing my videos as well?
So that's a great question. And thank you so much for putting out bilingual content. So I applaud you. What you will have to do is, for that, make sure you select English. So if you want the English version to come up, and just how I was sharing tips to Eileen, and you know, it really depends how many subscribers you have. But my suggestion would be is you make it clear, even during your video trailer, let people know, hey, this information is also offered in Spanish. Click here. So, you know, you might want to add a link that people can go to immediately. So if you're doing a presentation, you can, you know, quick switch over in Spanish. Y ahora la presentación la podemos hacer o la vamos a hacer en español, boom. And you tell them to click here. So and then that way you can continue to grow your bilingual base. But yet you would have to select English. And then underneath English, there's also an area where you can translate the content in Spanish. But that would be my suggestion, because you want to be able to reach, you know, the general market. And then again, if anybody is interested in getting the details in another language, maybe they want to brush up on Spanish, maybe they want to learn in Spanish and get the details, have them do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thanks so much, Jewel. And thank you so much, Sixcia, for being so generous with your time and allowing us to go beyond the bottom of the hour. I know personally that I have learned so much from this presentation. I think you went beyond just creating the YouTube channel, but really how you could create your YouTube channel and set it up for success. So, you know, pairing this instruction with last week's instruction on how to create compelling video content, I think all of the business owners on the line right now are equipped to start or to amplify the video marketing efforts they have for their business. So with that, I'd love to pass the mic to you for one last thing. Before we close, what tips or advice or words of encouragement do you have for the business owners on our platform?
I would say that something that my wise grandmother always told me was the following. She said, it may be difficult, but it's not impossible. And I think that when we're learning something new, I think that it always becomes difficult, not in a negative sense, but it's something new. And at the end, I think that it just gives us an opportunity for us to challenge ourselves on so many levels. So my piece of advice for everybody who is launching their business on YouTube is to be honest with your product and service, and know that there are going to be times where it is going to be difficult. Help is out there, but it's not impossible for you to push forward. So those are my words of wisdom from my grandmother to all of you. So congratulations on everything you're doing for yourselves, for your families, and for the economy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who joined us on the line today. It has, as always, been a pleasure and an honor to present this information to you and to learn together. So check those inboxes for the link to today's recording, as well as the chat transcript. I did see some requests for that. And if you have questions that you didn't get answered, and you'd like to get them answered next week, put them in the Sprint community, and we will be choosing the top 5 questions that have the most likes on them. So please refer back to the helpful links document that we posted in the chat. And if you have further questions, let's meet you in the community and see you next week. Talk soon, everyone. Bye-bye.